Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We're just going to jump back into things, still using the Porygon Z team that we featured for a couple of days. If you've not seen the last couple of episodes, highly recommend them. It's been a really fun time with the team, and it's definitely a little bit different from anything else that I've used so far. Yeah, it's definitely been surprising. I think we'll definitely take a loss pretty soon, because we were able to win, a bunch of games, but I think this team has a lot of flaws, and I've just been getting a little bit lucky in the matchups that I've went up against. But, yeah, there are a lot of components on this team that I wanted to try out that I'm pretty happy are working out so far. Scarf Now Ego is probably the biggest surprise of the team. It's actually been super helpful in a lot of the games that I brought it, just because of the abundance of Tapu, such as Coco, Lele, and Feeny. So, yeah, we're just going to look for our first opponent of the day. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please show support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. In addition, I'll actually be at Anaheim Regionals this weekend, so if any of you guys are competing at that tournament or attending, definitely come stop by and say hello. I'm really excited to be, getting a shot to defend my title, which I won last year. I'm not expecting to, win it all again, but I'm just looking forward to attending another in real life regionals. Yeah, I went to NorCal over the weekend and got second at a mid-season showdown, which are like smaller level events that are a little bit more local. And I used a kind of a different edition of the Ninetales team that I had previously, actually replacing Ninetales for Gigalit. But anyway, let's talk about this game. My opponent's running a... I see Whimsicott every time and I just get really scared. So there's Whimsicott, Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu, no Tapu Fini, interestingly enough, the Now Ego, the Arcanine, and the Celesteela. So obviously these teams kind of rely on just Whimsicott setting up, either getting a Tailwind up or just attacking immediately. A lot of the times the question is, what item does it carry? I think Scarf Now Eagle, once again, actually makes a lot of sense here, and I kind of like it paired with Hariyama, because Hariyama just one-shots Now Ego. It doesn't take too much damage from a lot of my opponent's team. This is really tough, actually, because you could make a case for all 6 of my Pokemon. Porygon Z, it's like if it gets set up, it does a lot of work against my opponent's team. Let's see, Hariyama, Now Ego, Coco. I really want Porygon Z, but I'm not sure if I can guarantee a conversion off in this game. Gyarados might be better for Celesteela and Arcanine. Yeah, I think I have to bring Gyarados, unfortunately. Maybe, like, in a best of 3, you could play this so many different ways, but I feel like Hariyama Now Ego is a relatively safe lead. I'm running out of time. I wanted to maybe consider bringing Porygon Z over Hariyama as a lead. I'm not sure if I made the best Pokemon choices here, but we'll see how it goes. It's interesting because normally with the Whimsicott, with Nature's Power, it kind of takes advantage of having Tapu Fini as well, because you get that priority Moonblast off, or Twinkle Tackle if you're the Z move. And that's obviously same type of attack bonus as well. But yeah, I'm going to go with Hariyama Now Ego. Of course, I am running Assault Vest Hariyama and Scarf Now Ego. It's going to be Tapu Bulu and Now Ego from my opponent's end. Wow, this is actually like literally perfect for me, I think. Because I can just close combat and Sludge Bomb. The only thing is, I think he's probably going to switch out Bulu here, if I had to guess. And Celesteela obviously looks like a pretty good switch in. So I could predict the Celesteela switch in. I don't think anything can really take a close combat too well, though. I'll just close combat that slot. I think worst scenario is if Bulu switches out into Celesteela and Now Ego protects. He could play really risky and not switch out with Bulu, but I feel like he kind of has to. And even if Celesteela switches in, it still doesn't do... Like, Hariyama's still exerting pressure. So I'm going to go for the safe... Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe it's Scarf Bulu then, and he wasn't anticipating me to be Scarfed. But Now Ego just picks up a knockout immediately. No protect from his Now Ego as well. I might just pick up a double knockout here. He's just going to Sludge Bomb me. That's perfectly fine, especially because I'm AV. Gets the poison. I am Guts, actually, I believe. So Now Ego's just going to go down here, yeah. 2 knockouts in 1 turn. Yeah. That was a very interesting decision to stay in with Bulu. If I had to guess, like I said, I think it was probably Scarfed. Because that would make a lot of sense. If you're Scarfed, then you can go for a double knock, or not even a double target, you can just target my Now Ego with a Wood Hammer or a Grass type attack, and that kind of just eliminates me immediately. So maybe Scarf Now Ego on my end coming in the clutch once again. Let's see what's coming in from my opponent. Whimsicott, that's fine. Actually, I can just feint Sludge Bomb that slot. And Arcanine. Ooh, yeah. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. I mean, he has Nature's Power, I guess. But I do have Gyarados for the Arcanine, and I'm Scarfed, so I don't see a reason not to double up onto Whimsicott. Especially because I do have Feint. This game might literally be a 3-turn game. Yeah, no Celesteela on my opponent's end. I mean, I do have Gyarados, I do have Tapu Koko, both of those threaten Celesteela, especially the Koko, obviously, but even Gyarados with Intimidate, you can't do much damage with Heavy Slam, and they can maybe set up in your face. You always have to be a little bit worried about that. I mean, so if Whimsicott doesn't protect here, I mean, I'm just Scarfed, so Feint Sludge Bomb just guarantees a knockout. It has to basically go for an attack or try to stop my Now Ego from getting this attack off. So let's see if it has a Z move. We don't see a Protector or anything from either Pokemon. So Feint here will break a potential Sash. There's a Z move, though. Okay. I don't think this should knock out my Whimsicott, though, unless it's, like, physical. Actually, how does that work? I don't know the mechanics of Nature Power exactly. So it is Bloom Doom. Obviously targeting the Now Ego. So that was pretty much to be expected. Maybe I should have Poison Jabbed and Sludge Bombed, actually, because Arcanine can't do too much. Let's see if this picks up the knockout. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so that's game. Oh, he could Extreme Speed. But he didn't double up on the Now Ego. Okay. So, yeah, I think it actually might have been better to Poison Jab Whimsicott and Sludge Bomb, because that way, if you... Let's see. And he's just going to Flare Blitz. Yeah. If you... The only fear is if he protects, then, like, Flare Blitzes. But I guess then I would get a free switch into Koko, and I could just Thunderbolt. And Nature's Power wouldn't be Grass type anymore. So, if he, like, doubled up onto Now Ego, that could have been potentially scary, but then he wouldn't have had his Z move. I would bring in Koko for free. Koko just outspeeds and knocks out Arcanine. And Hariyama threatens Whimsicott, and Poison Jab just picks up the knockout. So, yeah, now I'll just bring Koko. And this was, I think, a 3-turn game, which is pretty nuts. But I think without knowing what that Bulu was carrying, it's hard to say, you know, how this game could have played out. Maybe my opponent was hoping I'd overextend. Maybe it was Scarfed like I thought it was, because that would make a lot of sense. Hard to say for sure, but now just Thunderbolt plus Sludge Bomb finishes up the deal. So yeah, no Porygon Z setup here, but maybe it was a good thing I didn't bring Porygon Z. Because the thing with setting up with Porygon Z is if you go against like 2 really offensive or fast Pokemon, you can only fake out one at a time, so the other one can often just get a huge attack off you. So, one way to counteract that is going for a Follow Me with Smeargle, but it doesn't always work out too well. Either way, we do pick up a win in our first game of the episode, and Now Ego coming in the clutch again, just be able to pick up that knockout immediately. That's another reason why I actually wanted to use Hariyama, though, because Hariyama can take special attacks really well, and there are a lot of special type Pokemon in the format, especially stuff like Ultra Beasts, like Now Ego and Kartana. They're so frail defensively, so if, you know, basically, like, they'll do some damage to you, but you just threaten with close combat immediately, and wow, we get a 1934 rated opponent from Korea, so I'm really excited for this one. That's a scary looking team too. There's the Mimikyu, the Tapu Fini, Tapu Lele, Arcanine, Snorlax, and Alolan Ninetales, so this is a really interesting team comp. Fini and Lele, like, you don't see those two together that often. Obviously, you know, the right side of the team is something I'm pretty familiar with, having played with all 3 of those on my previous team. Mimikyu is really interesting here, though. You know, you often see Porygon 2 with those team compositions, since it's a really consistent Trick Room user, but Mimikyu here looks like it might be the Trick Room user instead. So, I have a bunch of ways to play this. If that Mimikyu... I mean, there's definitely Trick Room on my opponent's team if I had to guess. Although, you know, that team definitely can operate outside of Trick Room as well. So, I kind of want to go Smeargle here and Porygon Z, because Porygon Z can set up and nothing on my opponent's team resists electric typing. So with that, if I go Smeargle and Porygon Z, I have Fake Out Pressure. Even if Lele is led, I can just Follow Me directly. So I think I'll go with that. Yeah. I do want Koko here, because obviously, you know, there's a lot of terrain wars going on here. The real decision to make here, though, is Now Ego or Hariyama, because Now Ego is obviously hits super effective against so many things, but if Trick Room goes up, it's dead weight. Whereas Hariyama puts on a lot of pressure, but I suppose Psychic Terrain would be pretty bad for me. This is a really tough call. I'm gonna go with Now Ego because I think I can maybe deny Trick Room here and clean things up. Hariyama might have been the better call, but I don't know. It is so tempting to bring Now You Go when your opponent has Lele, Feeny, Arcanine, and Ninetales. Like, Sludge Bomb / Power Gem does so much, if not just one-shots all of those Pokemon. So I do have Taunt on Smeargle. I haven't utilized that yet, but it's specifically for Trick Room. Let's see if I can finally, you know, bring that out. I'm going to lead with Smeargle and Porygon Z. It's going to be Lele and Ninetales. Okay, so my opponent going for a very fast and offensive lead here, which I think I'll take. So I get Spore this first turn. Like, one play I could make is Protect and Spore instead of Follow Me Z Convert. Do I want to really do that, though? I obviously can't Fake Out. The thing is, I have Now Eagle in the back, so if I could just lose my Smeargle here, sacrifice that, and get Now Eagle in for free. You know what? I like that more. Because I don't know what my opponent's going to go for. He's going to get a Blizzard off, though. Like, you probably want to Blizzard and just Psychic into Smeargle. Yeah, so given that, I think my best play is to just Follow Me and Z Convert. Hopefully no freeze occurs. Now, Blizzard will still chunk Porygon Z for a good amount of damage, but it's not the end of the world. I actually didn't catch what went first between Psychic Terrain and Hail, because that would tell me whether he's Scarfed or not. That was bad on my end. I had nothing for spread attacks there. And it was Scarf Lele, yeah. There was nothing I could have done there, though, I think. Dang, that was really bad. The frustrating thing is, if Porygon Z had maybe like 20 more HP, I'd feel good about my position, but it's going to faint from Hail next turn. So that was not good. Not good in the slightest. I think I'll bring out Coco here, though. Yeah. The crazy thing is, it's not over by any means. But, so yeah, Lele is Scarfed. That I should have realized. I mean, like, it wouldn't have made a difference. But now I know what its item is. So, that I have to take advantage of. I know he has to switch out that slot this turn. And Coco outspeeds. So, what do I want to lock myself into? I think Dazzling... Thunderbolt's actually better. Yeah, he has no resists. I could Discharge, but my last Pokemon is Now Ego. So, it's most likely that Lele will swap out here. Actually, if he's Scarf... Yeah, I should outspeed him. I think I'll just... I really want a Dazzling Gleam here. I'm running out of time. Maybe I should have Gleamed. We got a Thunderbolt Lele and just Thunderbolt Ninetales. Yeah, Lele switches out. That's not of a surprise. But I do have Scarf Now. You go on the... Mimikyu. It's a good Pokemon. He just has to protect Ninetales here. Yeah. So I should have doubled up onto the Mimikyu slot, but I really didn't want Ninetales getting an attack off without me potentially breaking my Sash. If I literally had one more HP here, it would have been so good, but obviously that is not the case. And now I'm worried because Snorlax could be the last Pokemon. If I doubled up into Mimikyu, that actually would have been pretty nice. Yeah. So, that Hail, like Blizzard plus Dazzling Gleam plus 2 turns of Hail did exactly enough to my Porygon. Maybe a Wild Guard would have been good to have. My opponent went for a very, very good lead against me, and Now Eagle Porygon Z actually would have been the call. But it's obviously easy to say that once I see what my opponent brought out. So I'll bring out Now Eagle, and I'm still in this because I'm Scarfed. That's the one thing keeping me in this. So with that, I will just go for a... You know, I really could double up onto Ninetales here, and I'm tempted to. But if Mimikyu has Trick Room, then Snorlax just comes in and sweeps. So maybe I have to take the L and just take a Blizzard here. Yeah, I'll just Sludge Bomb Thunderbolt. He also could switch Ninetales back out into Lele and go for a Trick Room, because then Electric Terrain wouldn't be up, and I don't think I'd knock out Mimikyu. I should have doubled up until the Mimikyu slot last turn. He just stays in with both, though, which is at least somewhat promising. Poison here would actually be huge now that I think about it, if I could pick up a double knockout this turn. Ooh, and I do get it. Okay, so maybe it's not over, because I am Scarfed. Let's see. Okay, Mimikyu goes down. He's probably going to Blizzard. Maybe Aurora Veil. No, just Blizzard. Okay, if no freeze happens here... Please no freeze. Okay. So, now Ego should just be able to outspeed and knock out Lele. So it really comes down to what my opponent's last Pokemon is. If it's something like Feeny, then I actually just win. But, let's see. I think it's going to be Snorlax, to be honest. And because of that, I think I lose. But, we'll see. Maybe not, because I get a Beast Boost. Ooh, it's Arcanine, okay. So, given that I'm choice with both, I obviously have to literally just attack with both. But... he also might be able to hang on from a Sludge Bomb, because I'm timid and not modest, and he might be bulky. Which is also bad. He has taken one turn of hail damage, though. He also probably has extreme speed. I'm just going to Thunderbolt Arcanine and Sludge Bomb, because I know Lele is Scarfed. But I could have played this game a little bit better, mainly leading a little bit better. I didn't anticipate the barrage of spread moves. So now Ego definitely will outspeed Lele here. The question is, will it pick up the knockout? And the other question is, what kind of Arcanine set is this? If it's a bulky set, then it's definitely over. Like, if he doesn't have extreme speed and, like, a physical variant with Flare Blitz, I think I've got this in the bag. Unless Lele hangs off from Sludge Bomb, which it could. So, really comes down to what Arcanine does here. There's extreme speed. Oh, I forgot about it. He obviously did too. Okay, I don't think it actually would have mattered here, because I think I two-shot Arcanine anyway. Yeah. So, okay, my opponent went for extreme speed. You obviously can't go for that because the Psychic Terrain is up. But even if he knocked out Coco... Flare... Actually, I guess Terrain is running out, right? This is probably the last turn. Oh, wait, no, he reset it. Never mind, yeah. Because yeah, so my opponent had no out there if Sludge Bomb picks up that knockout. Because if Arcanine Flare Blitzes, it either knocks out Coco or maybe it knocks out Now Ego. I don't think it even would. But even if it does, it takes recoil. I guess if it knocked out Now Ego, maybe there's a shot. But, wow, yeah, we managed to win this one because Now Ego and Coco are very good Pokemon. And that's why Scarf Now Ego, like, I wanted to use it because everyone's using Scarf Lele's apparently now. So... yeah, we do pick up a win against a 1900 plus rated opponent, which was pretty sweet. Mimikyu was a non-factor, fortunately, but I did want to eliminate it because I knew that Ninetales' Blizzard wouldn't do too much damage. That poison was pretty fortunate, honestly, because without that poison, what happens is the Arcanine basically comes in for free. And if Arcanine comes in for free, then he just gets a guaranteed extreme speed off. I don't know how offensive he is, so it might be a damage roll, extreme speed onto my Coco, and we have enough time for another game, so I'll play another one. And I don't know exactly what the spread on that Arcanine was, whether it was like defensive but it had extreme speed, whether it was like max attack and life orb and whatnot, but you know, Coco could have hung on, I guess, but I think that poison definitely saved me, so I got a little bit lucky in this match, and I could have played a little bit better. For example, doubling up onto the Mimikyu slot would have been ideal. Because I totally forgot about Mimikyu, so I knew that anything coming in would take a lot of damage from Thunderbolt, but Mimikyu is like the one thing that can soak an attack off, and take it like it's nothing. So, yeah, I should have led a little bit better here too. I think now we go Porygon Z in retrospect. Maybe would have been a little bit more solid, but I really thought my opponent would go the Trick Room route because Snorlax is pretty good against my team. But I guess, you know, if you look at my team comp, you don't even know if what set Porygon Z is, so it could strike you as a Trick Room Porygon Z. When you look against a Hariyama, I'm sure that probably makes you think twice about bringing Snorlax as well. So I was worried about something that my opponent ended up not bringing, but yeah, we take those. I think, yeah, if my opponent didn't extreme speed there in the end, I don't think at that point it really mattered once the Lele reset up the Psychic Terrain. Although both me and my opponent probably, I definitely forgot about it. I thought like, oh, he'll extreme speed me, but Sludge Bomb will knock out the Lele, and I can win the 1v1 against Arcanine. Although I'm not even sure if that's the case. I would have been at +1, but I'm timid and not modest. He would have taken recoil damage. It would have been really close, honestly, I think. But, yeah. Okay, we get a 1649 rated opponent from Japan. It literally took me 10 minutes to find a game, so I had to cut off stuff in between. You know, it's oh man, it's so hard to find some games sometimes, especially when you're a little bit higher up on the ladder. Because I think the way matchmaking works is it tries to pair you up with someone who's rated as closely to you as possible. But oh my gosh, let's talk about this team. Our opponent is a Stoutland. Oh my gosh. Okay, Arcanine, Tapu Fini, Celesteela, Xurkitree, Stoutland, and Gigalith. I don't have weather on my team, which is bad. It's pretty bad. I don't really know exactly what Stoutland does beyond its ability, which is Sand Rush. It's kind of concerning. Maybe I'll just go Hariyama Gyarados, though, because I get the Intimidate off immediately. Oh, man. My cord keeps on getting disconnected. Coco is extremely good against Celesteela, Fini, and Arcanine. I don't like Smeargle here one bit. I think Nihilego is probably the way to go. You can make a case for Porygon Z as well. I don't like my team matchup here at all. Stoutland plus Gigalith is very scary. I don't know how fast Gigalith is either. You know, the Gigalith is literally one of the slowest Pokemon in the format. So with that knowledge in mind, like, what could happen is I could just outspeed it with Hariyama and close combat it. Yeah, it doesn't pick up a knockout, but if I get a little bit of chip damage, I can. Although chip damage would be hard to get on Gigalith, because like Fake Out and Faint, like that chip damage isn't enough for it. So let's see. We'll see if Stoutland makes an appearance here. My opponent's actually using a QR rental team, but very, very cool team in general. And Xurkitree is something we haven't seen too much Xurkitree in general, and I guess that's because Coco's so common. I used it on like one of my first teams, but yeah, I don't know. I think Coco's probably a little bit better in general, especially with electric terrain, and because it's faster, like so much faster. So we see Arcanine and Fini here instead, so no Stoutland and Gigalith, maybe really fearing the Hariyama. I think I'll take this. Although this, like, if I led, like, the Porygon Z combination or anything else, like, I would have had a really good start, I think. But I had to cover the Stoutland, I think, and the Gigalith. Yeah, I kind of wish I brought Porygon Z now after seeing this, because I feel like Gigalith's probably not even in the back. But I will just fake out Arcanine here in Dragon Dance. I don't really mind if he Moonblasts my Hariyama, because I've got Coco in the back, which is just waiting to Thunderbolt everything. And if Gyarados can actually get up 2 Dragon Dances, then it should outspeed Stoutland, even if Sand is up. And because, of course, I am the Assault Vest, I can take a Moonblast easily. I don't think I can take 2, though. Yeah, so Fake Out onto Arcanine. I'm actually faster. I should have seen that from the abilities, though. But now I can Feint and Waterfall that slot next turn. I'm neutral, but I'm Life Orb, so I think I should knock out Arcanine. And we do just see a Moonblast. Let's see who it targets. It's going to be that Hariyama. And wow, I take that really well, actually, with the Assault Vest, surviving with over 50%, which is incredible. Nice job, Hariyama. So maybe I actually want to switch into Nihilego here. Yeah, I'm intimidated, and I want to conserve Fake Out. Oops. Oh my gosh, this needs to stop getting disconnected. Sorry about that, guys. Ah! I made my moves already. Why is my USB so jank? Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. I will make sure that does not happen in the future. Fortunately, my opponent didn't actually make his move yet. But yeah, I switched Hariyama out because I don't know if that's a roll on Hariyama and I want to conserve it. Nihilego can take a Moonblast or Muddy Water easily. If Arcanine protects it, that's fine by me. Nope, it doesn't. I don't know if this knocks out at neutral, but with the Life Orb, it does pick up the knockout. Very nice. And now I can bring in Hariyama back in for, because Gigalith and Stoutland could still be in the back. But we do just see another Moonblast come out, which is perfectly fine by me. Going into the Hariyama slot. Great. Wow, Nihilego took that so well. I said took that. It took that so well. Once again, like, Nihilego's special defense stat is actually really impressive. Stoutland does come out, too. And, like, barks a little bit as it comes out. Okay. So, with Stoutland coming out, I think Fini has to switch out into Gigalith. Yeah. So, the question here is... I could just double up onto Stoutland, though, no? I think I'm going to do that. Fini's not a threat right now at all. And I knock out Fini in one shot with Specs Thunderbolt with Coco in the back. Stoutland doesn't get Fake Out or anything like that. It should be slower right now because Sand's not up. First 2 turns have played out perfectly. Like, couldn't have asked it to gone any better given the lead matchups. Fini switches out, yep. So I'm going to Waterfall that slot. There's Gigalith, but I didn't want to because I feel like I might just be able to knock out Stoutland here. If I do knock it out, that's instantly in game. Even if it doesn't, I have Fake Out and Feint Pressure from Hariyama in the back. Oh, he could have protected, though. That was so dumb of me. He fortunately did. Sludge Bomb did 90% there. I mean, I got a crit. I don't think I needed it because I doubled up onto that slot. But yeah, it could have been pretty bad if he just switched into Gigalith and protected with Stoutland. I felt like he might have wanted to attack though, trying to bait out the attack from Feeny, but yeah, I don't think I necessarily made the safest play there. Maybe I should have just Sludge Bomb Stoutland and just Waterfall the Feeny slot. But yep, that's 100% game over now, especially with the Sandstorm defense from Gigalith. I'm just going to double up on the Gigalith because I know I have the Coco in the back. I don't really care for what Feeny does right now. Yeah, my opponent just forfeits. Wow. So, this game, I mean, this team really could win games in like 2 to 3 turns. Like, both the first game and the third game today was just like that. And yeah, fortunately, I think maybe my opponent should have brought out Gigalith instead of Stoutland, but that's the tricky thing. If you don't lead with Gigalith and Stoutland at the same time, then you have to bring one after the other, and because my opponent had both in the back, like, if you bring in Stoutland without the sand, then it just is slower, and then everything. And if you bring in Gigalith, then Gigalith is slower. You have to switch the Feeny out into Stoutland, and that's a prediction I easily could have capitalized on as well. So, yeah, being able to leading Gyarados ended up being really helpful because I just knocked out Arcanine, got that Dragon Dance off, and just kind of ran away from there. Switching Hariyama out into the Naoyugo was really, really good too because I was able to just wall my attacks and kind of go from there. And it meant that I put on more offensive pressure with Sludge Bomb, and you know, just because Naoyugo is so fast, I don't have to worry about my opponent outspeeding me once Naoyugo was out on the field. So, yeah, we do get 3 full games in today's episode, some really fast ones, but full-fledged episode for you guys. And this team is almost on the 1900s, so let's see if we can break that in tomorrow's episode. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.